A woman, in order to survive, actually planned to bury herself alive using high tech. As a laser beam scanned across her body, a layer of airtight film covered her completely. Seeing that she was about to suffocate to death, she quickly opened her mouth wide and finally tore a hole in the film on her face. Once her breathing returned to normal, she hurried to pull out all the tubes and devices connected to her. Only then did the lights inside the pod turn on, and the smart assistant in front of her was activated. Suddenly, a memory of being wheeled into a hospital flashed in her mind. If she was put here because of an illness, there should be medical staff watching outside the pod. So the woman shouted desperately, trying to tell people outside she had woken up early. But as the oxygen level kept dropping sharply, she still received no response. She had no choice but to force herself to calm down, so she immediately gave the command to unlock the hibernation program, and the system confirmed it was starting the process. But the next second, the smart assistant asked her to enter a password.
Je l'ai pas!
Attente du code d'autorisation.
J'ai pas le code, j'ai pas le code!
Seeing that this method wouldn't work, the woman then thought of asking the smart assistant to call the police. The woman immediately became anxious again. Her blood pressure and pulse spiked rapidly, but the smart assistant warned her, if this continued, the oxygen that could originally last 72 minutes would now only last 40 minutes, concluding her survival rate was nearly zero. The next second, an 8-meter-long needle suddenly emerged. The woman woke up and found herself in an airtight hibernation pod. Not only could she not get out, but the oxygen level would only last for 10 minutes. Through a DNA scan by the smart assistant, a matching profile was actually found in the database. From the photo, the woman confirmed it was indeed her. The file said her name was Elizabeth, a successful doctor in cryogenic medicine. Based on her previously published research, the woman suddenly realized she might have put herself in this pod. Then she found a photo of her and her husband. By checking the smart assistant's contact list, no matter how the robotic arm moved, she refused to let go, and finally managed to remove the mechanical needle. She had decided to break a hole inside the pod, but soon the smart assistant issued a warning. The woman chose to ignore it. Unexpectedly, the assistant activated an electric shock, just as she was about to give up, especially after hearing whispering on the other end. She hung up without hesitation. Then, by replaying and amplifying the audio, she clearly heard,
Témoin. Léo non plus.
She felt betrayed like never before, and just then another call came through. Thinking it was the police again, she was ready to scream at them. This was classified information, and the police's strange behavior was actually from the Department of Defense. Just as she saw her husband, the memory disappeared again, so she thought of the pod's electric shock system, and shocked herself over and over again. More memories began to return. Due to a collision with an asteroid during the flight, 433 hibernation pods were destroyed. Most test subjects died instantly in space, and she was now the only one awake and still alive. But the spacecraft had already been away from Earth for 12 years. She searched her husband's name and found him in another hibernation pod. But strangely, his appearance didn't match her memory.